Idiot's Guide to an e-bike power hour in full power mode. I want a power hour, I can't stop and chat. Actually, I'm going to call it a power session. Climb number 3, very, very techy. Trail number 9, because you want to be keeping your heart rate up. Whoa, hey! Right, nearly got carried away with me then. What a place.
Let me tell you a story.
Hey guys, and welcome to another video, and this is going to be Idiot's Guide to an e-bike power hour. So what is the first thing you need? It is an e-bike, and here is mine. So until I get the 22 version, this is my 21 Instinct Power Play. You also need to be ready to ride with a bike that's got a fully charged battery, because we're going to be doing this ride, the whole thing, in full power mode, ludicrous as it is on the Rocky, or turbo as it is on most other bikes. Right, so I'm flying up the uphill like a little lane, which I'll be using this same climb for every trail, and I'm going to talk you through kind of my idea of what is my version of a power hour as I'm out on all these different stages. There's about, I say stages, trails, there's about 7 or 8 of them on this side of the hill. Good thing about climbing on the e-bike is you can have these little sections like this, like a little extra piss about bit that I wouldn't even fuck that up. I wouldn't even dream about doing is on a regular bike. Not an extra technical uphill that's of no advantage. So there is no set thing for a power hour. There's no like, it's got to be this, it's got to be that. I heard about it probably a couple of years ago, people saying, oh, you want to try the power hour on your e-bike, and just kind of made my own thing up. So my rules to myself are this: they are, try not to stop ever, unless obviously you talk to friends, which must be quite rude to just say, ooh, I want a power hour, I can't stop and chat. But yeah, try and keep going. And the fact that I'm calling it a power hour, it won't be exactly an hour, probably more than an hour. And no stopping at the top, because obviously you're on an e-bike. And then try and keep going, because you want to be keeping your heart rate up, basically. So why would you do a power hour? For training, or also quite often, a bit like a road bike ride or a run, it's something that instead of a regular bike ride that could be out for hours, you can do in a limited amount of time. So it's absolutely fantastic for, you know, if you're coming back from work and you've got like 1.5 to 2 hours and you've got to be back, or it might be going dark, or you look after the kids or whatever. So it's great for that sort of stuff, like this bit here. So down this path, see how always see how fast I can get around this corner and then get on the pedals. This is a big jump the other way, and try and get a bit of a up and down and over here, and I'm back on that same climb again for run number 2. This climb I've done so many times on a regular bike. When you get towards the top here, it's quite hard, but on the e-bike in full power, especially the Rocky with 108 Newton meters, it just makes light work of it. So that last trail was on our left, getting past that, and now onto a bit higher up, and let's get onto another one. Yes. So up here, this part of the hill, we've got all the different sections coming off in front of us, off to the left, off to the right, and I kind of do them in a clockwise fashion. So next one up is just here, and if it veers off to the left, I'll go left, and then I'll go off to the right on the next one. You know what I mean? There's been races down here before, British enduros. You wouldn't tell, would you? Should have gone right there. Nice straight line through this. Look at that, lovely. Oh. Actually, I'm going to call it a power session. See, that's where it goes right. I'll go left on this one. So I'm not going to call it power hour. I'm going to call it power session. I think that sounds better, because they're not restricted to the hour, but it's all about keeping going. You know, so it's training, it's good training, especially anyone who races an e-bike or just wants to stay fitter on one, because it's so easy on an e-bike to take your time, stop at the top of the hills, chat, and you're not getting your heart rate up hardly at all. This way you keep it up. Back on the road for climb number 3. Got to do that technical uphill bit this time just to show I can do it. Other advantages of the power session with this cooler day, even though the sun's out, is on the eve you can keep a full face on, and even keep my goggles on because I'm not getting as hot. Right, let's get this little section right this time, shall we? Do you know what, that's actually the first time before that I've failed on it. That's it, that's where I went wrong. Got this weird little technical bit here. Ooh, definitely an e-bike section. That would be disgusting on a regular bike. And it goes up and up along here till it drops back on. Probably won't do that again. I want to save all my energy for the decent trails up the top. Track again, not going to show it all, just going to show the little detour off it, which makes for a different bit. Here it is. So lucky to have Eastridge on our doorstep. Back in the days when Neil Donoghue was British Enduro champion, this was his regular training ground, and he always used to say, you can ride Eastridge well, you can ride anywhere, except for somewhere with big jumps, obviously, because I haven't really got any. But I know what he means, because it is so difficult to ride smooth because of the funny terrain. Cheers, mate. All right, mate. Wondering why I'm on my own today. We were up here yesterday, I was on the hardtail. I was with Todd, a couple of others, and Todd did this. What? He's either got a bad bruise or a fracture. We don't know. He didn't go to the hospital because it's one of those that if it is a fracture, there's literally nothing they can do about it. Off to the right, what is known as the red here. But you got two options down here. So we're going to go like 7-4 left every time, working way on the clock, working around on the clockwise, and just try and. It also teaches you, I think, it teaches you to be smoother when you've got these constant keeping going. It's like it keeps the technique pressure in your head when you're riding. Great hill, great tracks. Ooh, close to that tree there. Threading the needle. Some of these turns are quite tricky, but as we get further across on these trails, you come out further across, so you got a bigger climb up. Not that it matters, but each section is going to take a bit longer. Like I say, you could just do this on a loop. You could go to a trail centre, nail that flat out, no stopping, and just, you know, it's all about not using the power so it's easy. It's about using the power so you can get around at a good rate. Got to line it up so you can get it in the right gear. You have to watch the e-bikes where not slamming it up through the gears on the climbs, because with all that power also comes much higher chance of snapping a chain. I use Shimano chains because they are the most reliable. So run number 5, heading up to run number 5 now. As you can see there, the light has turned green, which means I basically used 25% of my 675 watt hour battery, so still plenty left in the tank. Right, same right, but obviously we're going to the one just down here that goes off to the right this time. Just here, some of these trails, I mean, they've been here years, but a lot of people, if they come to this local hill at Eastridge, they go off the other side, which are a lot rougher, definitely a lot rougher, a lot more used, a lot more sort of loamy, rooty this side. It's still rocky, but my preferred side is our local hill. Really testing these turns, especially this one. Oh, that's a nearly over the bars one if you don't get it right. Well, it isn't over the bars one if you don't get it right. Not feeling that fast today. I felt last time I came up here and did this, back end round then, last time I come around and did this, I was feeling amazing last week, but that's just riding. Some days you have days where you're flying, some days you don't, and if I'm not, then I just ride smooth. On to these ones ahead of us now. You can see the light's gone to orange, so I've used 50%, and there's 3 or 4 trails here, and somehow dropped my goggles on the road when I took them off. I'd like to come through, guys. Thank you. Right, first trail, Don Logan, this one's cool, great trail. Yeah, this was built 2 or 3 years ago and is fantastic, quite testing. Another one that was just pure loam when it was built, but now properly through to the rough stuff. Nice. God, that jump's got a right rut in it now. So another reason you can do this sort of training, what it's good for, is downhilling. You know, if you are a downhiller, get yourself an e-bike and you're doing multi-runs, you wouldn't get this many runs in if you were uplifting. Not in the same amount of time. Very doubtful. Right, that was 6. Let's get up for 7. See if I can find my goggles. Fair play, couple of mountain bike lads found my goggles on the ground and stuck them on a tree for me to see, and then I rode straight past them. But luckily I saw them lads and they told me where they were. I love mountain bikers. Cheers for that, boys. No, I'm fucking half asleep most of the time. Next one, this is the new one. Hopefully the vision is a bit better now. I've angled it down a bit. Had a look on the way back up. I didn't even stop to have a look at that. So this is the latest track and it is awesome, but it's very, very tacky. It's really difficult, but lots of fun. You can see it's a proper single rut, and these difficult right-handers, never very good at leaning in right-handers. Left-handers fine. Yeah, that's so well made. Fantastic. Whoa, nearly went then. Bloody hell. So it's straight on that jump with that one. Whoa, hey. Right, nearly got carried away with me then. On to, what was that, number 7, I think it was number 7. And number 8 now. No, that was number 6. So now on to number 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that was number 7. Wow. Still on orange. I'm expecting it to click over to red quite soon. But let's see. Right, we're in the red now. So that's the last one to the right. Apparently it's gone straight on here. I may have done it before, but someone told me the other day. This way. Let's see. Oh yeah, I haven't done it in years though. Whoa. Did I jump that? God, it is a long time since I've done this. I kind of forgot about this one. This is really good as well. Oh, someone's done a bit of work there. Thank you. Wow. Yeah, another tricky old trail. So there's actually 9 on this side. It's amazing, isn't it, really? This one is techy as others, but quite a bit of flow as well. It's not that hard. Just about getting the body weight right. There we go. And we're joining on to the end. Here are the ones we've already gone. Oh, that inside's better. Right, see if it'll take me up for a 9th. And then I've got a decent ending as well that I haven't done yet. I've just clicked it down to trail mode as opposed to ludicrous, which instead of 100% I think it's about 60-65%. Obviously a lot slower up the road, but I want to make sure I get this last trail in. Don't really want to be pushing up here, certainly don't want to be riding without a motor working. And then the full side of this hill is done, which actually I've never done before because of that last trail. I sort of forgot it was there when I got an e-bike. I'm in the red now and I can see it's flashing, so that means it's got hardly anything left. Right, here we go. Trail number 9. And it's back to the van. Another superb track. This is one of my favourites here as well. I love this one. So much fun to ride. The only thing I don't like on it, like that line, that new line there. Don't like this sort of gap jumpy thing down here. Just not very nice, a bit nasty. I remember where it is. Not that one. That's lovely, that is. Damn bit further. Here it is. I never clear it. You meant to clear that route. I can never do it. Whoa, slow ride up then. Yes. What a place. Up high. Let's do this near the side line so we can do it fast. Not really. Now we have our little added extra one where Todd come off yesterday and did his hand. I'll tell you where it was if I can remember. Here. I think I got that wrong line. Shit. That lovely loam. Wow, fantastic. Now it's just head back to the van. Yo, that's it. Back at the motor vehicle. Fantastic. So that was 1.5 hours, in which time I did 17k, 9 runs, 1,000 meters of climbing, which, you know, is so much for 1.5 hours. And if you want to put an added extra in there for training, obviously you can do some trails that also include some uphill sprints or some flat sprints, and, you know, do that on each run or whatever you're doing on your loop. But quite interested to know what you think about this power session. Give us your comments on it, like and subscribe. Check out links in description where we've got our merch, where we've got our podcast, where we've got our sponsors links, etc. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Keep it pinned.